Welcome to the Jaguar Podcast, a show where we discuss all things related to Duval County's finest NFL football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Move 42, set, fight!
Duval, baby! Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome to episode 110 of the Jaguar Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the signing of former Denver Broncos defensive end, Adam Gotsis. All right, so let's jump into it. I like this signing a lot, and I think the Jaguars did a good job of getting someone to backfill, especially for the latest two players that opted out. That is Al Woods, defensive tackle, and outside linebacker slash defensive end Laurenti McCray. So I think Adam Gotsis was a great pickup there because he could play essentially both positions. He could play defensive end, he could play defensive tackle, and I think that's great. We need, versatile players. So, it's nice that we can get him to, move from the outside down to like I said, those 2 or 3 techniques. He's a big guy and he's Australian. So, what's not to like there? Australian people are awesome. They love to party and they're just great people. So, you got to like that about them as well. They're the first to show up at the party and the last to leave. And he just seems like a good guy. I follow him on Twitter, man. And I'd love to get him on the show for an interview. But, I think he's a good player as well. He has had some injury trouble, a little knee trouble there. But I think this is a good pickup. You look at his stats. He has 59 solo tackles, 5 sacks, and 13 pass deflections. During his career at Denver. So who knows? He may be kind of a sleeper player. But I feel like we're pretty stacked at this position, especially, the defensive end position. We have DeJuan Smoot. We have Cassius Marsh, who could play. He's more of an outside linebacker, more of a pass rusher. Not really good against the run, but Adam Gotsis is pretty good at the run, pretty good at stopping and plugging up those holes, like I said. And I think, with K'Lavon Chasen, and then you have DeJuan Smoot, and then I just think we're really solid at the defensive end position. So I don't think we need to make any more pickups there. We have Rodney Gunter, too, I failed to mention, who can play defensive end or defensive tackle. So we have a lot of depth at that position. So I think we're pretty solid there. So, I think this is a great pickup still. But we'll see what happens. I think we may have more free agent pickups if the opt-outs continue and if players decide they don't want to move forward with the NFL season. I don't blame them. Like I said in the previous episode, these are crazy times. I think this is going to unfortunately get worse before it gets better. And it's just an unfortunate situation. I always try to be positive, but I think, flu season's coming up and, when you look at baseball, the Florida Marlins, that whole situation where a lot of their players got sick, and then that had a huge impact, which is kind of crazy. I think they played the Baltimore Orioles a few days ago, and they actually beat the Baltimore Orioles with like a large portion of their starters not, there in the game. So that's pretty impressive. But it's just really crazy. I'm hoping we have an NFL season. I'm hoping I could do more of these podcast episodes because I love the Jaguars and I really love doing this podcast. So, stay tuned for it. But, come by the channel, leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. Subscribe to the channel. Show your boy some love. I have some new merchandise too as well. I'm wearing it right now, new Jaguar podcast shirt. I'll put a link to the store in this episode. I also have face covers as well, trying to keep you guys safe during the pandemic, and styling as well. So check those out. And, stay sane, stay safe, go Jags, and I'll see you next time.
Let me get that. JYD coming up with the big sack. Quarterbacks beware, we on the prowl. Game day night, you could hear it in our growl. Intimidation on to keep their hearts racing. Eating other teams live on TV front of the nation. Spectacular defensive.
This episode is available on the Jaguar Podcast YouTube channel. So if you stop by, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, these episodes are available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other major podcast distributors as well. So if you don't mind, please leave me a review and some feedback. I'd really appreciate that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JagwarPodcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. This is Andrew signing off. Cheers.